Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Vintage Story with Fish. Just thought I'd take the time to make a quick tour of the base since I've made so many updates to it. Starting off in the house area here, this is my main living room and dining room area, I guess you would call it, and place to sit by the fire. And here's the kitchen where we have our ovens, some cold storage from a mod. I can put glacier ice in here, and it will let me put things into a fridge and into a meat freezer. It's my cooktop area. I've custom chiseled out this to make it look like wrought iron. Also chiseled in this vanity. The doors aren't functional, but they're made to look like that. Um, we'll go into the upstairs. These are different items from looting that I've done in lore or ruins or caves where you find things. All my jewels on display. It's my bedroom, our two beds, all the scrolls and books that I have, which is overflowing. I need to find some different areas for that. Butterflies I've caught, and then you can display them in cases. This is the resonator. You can play music through these cylinders on it. It's almost like a record player. So then if we come over here, the upstairs is another late game mod I added, which is an airship. And I can fly this for many thousands of blocks. I charge it here on this charger that is being driven by a vertical wind turbine that remotely charges it when it's parked close enough to it. Oh, might as well shut the door here. And these ladders sometimes are hard to get off of. Okay, so why don't we come out into the front here. I'll show you what the house looks like. That is my house. This is a pool that I made from a pond that was here. Made it into a pool. Made a nice little park here. I like all the chiseled benches I made and the pergolas that I made. That's called Peaceful Park. Leads over here to the botanical garden and apiary. Apiaries, it means that this is where I keep all my beehives so I can do all my bee honey production. But I thought it would be nice to have a place in the winter to come and sit while it's nice and flowery in here. More hives. Because this acts like a greenhouse, it'll extend it into the winter and give me the opportunity to make more honey. So we come out the back here, and I do have another sitting area. More stuff I chiseled. More hives, more flowers. All right. This I just recently moved. This was a structure that I had over here somewhere, and it just was crowding up too much. I was using it for my distillery. So I decided to put it by the pond and started to make it into like a little house on the pond here. Thought this was a nice view. Put all these torch holders around the pond that really lights up beautifully at night. All right, since we're out here, there's some fruit trees. Uh-oh, that's my tummy. Better eat. Hold on. I've got some bush meat I cooked up from a bear I slain. So why don't I fill up on that? Okay. Yeah. There we got some pears. I can eat my fresh pears off the tree. Maybe have some cranberries from my cranberry bushes. And this is my farm, which you can see most of this needs to be harvested. So a lot of flax. I mostly grew flax. The first time I grew some veggies and all that, so I was able to get another round of growing. Decided to grow that. This is my greenhouse. I can grow into later in the season here or grow crops that I normally couldn't grow in this area. All right. This is just the shed where I keep all my tools and things I need for my gardening. A waterfall just for the heck of it. This was my original house. It was a log cabin, and I did a little bit of work on it to pretty it up a little bit. But I now converted it into my tannery so I can make all my leather, and I can also dye my clothes and linens. The upstairs, I like my fireplace. The upstairs, whoop, is where this used to be my bedroom, but that's where I display all my clothes, all the armor I've made. I have them on armor stands. That's where I keep all my extra things. I just found this cool mod where I can take chiseled blocks and make them into trunks. Check that out. Now it's storage. Okay, so that'll lead downstairs. I'll show you the downstairs in a minute. So we'll come out onto our nice country porch, and we'll lead over to the windmill. The windmill is something that gives you power so you can automate things. Both those shafts drive downstairs. We'll show you that area. This is my armory. It's one of my first buildings I made. It's very blocky. I need to redo it, not only because it looks so blocky, but I have way too many weapons. This is where it leads up to the tower. Oh, didn't need that. It's just too small, too blocky looking. I could do better now. And here's my storage depot. This is where I keep all my extra wood blocks and stone blocks and raw materials to craft things so I can build nice things like that. These are my cementation furnaces. This is where I make steel. I decided to make a second one because it takes so long to process that I wanted to double up on that. This is just a coke oven. It's where you put some charcoal to make it into coke so it'll burn at higher temperatures. And here's my charcoal pit. Well, it's not a pit. It's above the ground, but most people dig pits and we do it in the ground. I actually made a building for it. Okay, I got way too many chickens here, but this is where all my chickens are. My chicken coop. Here is where I keep the animals. I've got to cull down some of these because there's way too many. They're breeding out of control. You can really only eat muskox. I started to separate them so I can start to cull them. These ones I already culled or killed a bunch of them. A lot of pigs. Got to get rid of a lot of these pigs. Usually milk them, put the milk in there, and I can then make that into cheese, or I can just drink it outright. Over here is one of my favorite things, Elroy the elk. After completing the Residence Archives, you can go to the Treasure Hunter and you could buy an elk, very expensive, 100 gears. And now I can ride him, and he goes much quicker over terrain. Now let's see if we can get this tour in before it starts to get dark. My chicken coop. Oh, I didn't show you the barn for the cows. So I've got cows that I can milk. This one's sleeping on the thing. Must want food. I'll give you food. Hold on. So this is the inside of it. I think it looks kind of really close to what you would see in a horse or cow barn. I'm going to show you the downstairs, and then I'll show you the last thing. So over on the other side here is my tool wall where I just keep a bunch of tools so I can just go grab them whenever I need something. All right. Don't mind these. This is where that building was, and this is where my distillery stuff is right now. I need to make a new building somewhere else and put that in there. Go into the basement, connects all the buildings. Here's my pottery and my kiln. I come in. I have this hooked up to the automation, so I can use a pottery wheel instead of manually doing the clay now. Here's the kilns where I can throw it in there and fire them up. This is the forge. I've got my forges here. Got this where I can smelt different things into crucibles. I can work it on my anvil. That's a broken shovel I need to fix. All the moles, all my charcoal, and all the things I need, tools. This is where a lot of the automation happens. I can use a helve hammer and automate my steel and metal production. Don't mind all these gears. This room isn't finished. I've been meaning to come back. bloomeries where I can put the iron in, turn them into bloomeries, and then work them into steel iron, or rather iron ingots. I've also have a pulverizer so I can pulverize things. And you could put things in there to pulverize. These are all my ingots, iron and meteoric iron and steel that I've made. So when I need to make, armory or armor rather or something, I can go there. These are just all the raw materials, all the iron ores and copper and all the other things that I've mined that I can use. More storage over here. This is a room I'm working on, so it's just a door right now. There's nothing but dugout stuff in there. Here's a translocator room. Translocators, you find them in ruins and in caves, and you can repair them, and then you can jump thousands of blocks. I got a mod so I can pick them up and bring them here, so I don't have to go and travel blocks to find those. Connecting this building and the house is this, where I put some things to put on display. Into the basement with another mod I just installed so I can start canning things. All my cheese I made, all my meals I'm storing down here, grains, my veggies, all my fruits, peanuts. I should grab some peanuts. You can only get those in the southern biome, so I have a translocator that goes down south, and I have a farm down there. All right, so we came up to the upstairs, which you've seen. One last area I'd like to show you, and it would be kind of cool to see at night because we'll run along the path, is my boathouse. I made a path here, leads past a couple traders. Traders, you can trade different goods. You could buy different goods. You use rusty gears in the game as money. I made all these torch holders to go along the paths at night, so I don't have to worry about carrying a lantern or anything. It's another trader. It's rare that two of them spawn so close, but I'll take it. And the last thing we have down here is me eating peanuts while I'm running. And is my boathouse. I have my sailboat I made. Her name is Dodo. She's very seaworthy. Dock area. Up here is where the captain or crew can cook and eat. Got a jug of some red currant brandy. Come up here. Whoop. This is the sleeping area for the captain. You can go up to the top to fix the light if it's not working up there. Of course, you got to have a lighthouse there so you can have them come in and look. So thank you very much for coming along this quick tour of the base. I hope you enjoyed everything that I've built. I've really spent a lot of time in here enjoying myself. I hope you enjoyed the tour. Please come back and join us again with Vintage Story